The way you learn to lead might have worked for you, but that doesn't mean it should be the path to teach. Just because you had to burn out to learn boundaries doesn't mean the next generation should. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Sean Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. On our last episode, before the Beyond the Boost episode, we talked about legacy, building something that outlasts you. Today, I want to address how that legacy actually transfers. Because legacy isn't just what you leave behind, it's who you leave behind and how you prepared them. Here's the tension that many leaders don't see. You want to mentor people into greatness, but if you're not careful, you'll mentor them into the exact same patterns that broke you. A few years ago, I was mentoring a young leader, talented, hungry, willing to do whatever it took. And I caught myself saying something I'd heard my entire career. If you want to succeed, you have to be willing to outwork everyone. And as soon as I said it, I felt it landed wrong because it was what I was taught, and it's what drove me to the edge. I'd learned leadership through hustle, through proving, through sacrifice. And without even realizing it, I was teaching him the same script. Work harder, rest is for the weak. If you're not grinding, you're falling behind. That isn't wisdom. That's trauma that I heard called work ethic. And I almost passed it down like it was a gift. Here's what happens when you mentor from your wounds instead of your healing. You teach resilience and call exhaustion discipline. You teach ambition, modeling addiction to productivity. You teach commitment and normalize sacrificing everything for the work. And the people you're mentoring, they don't hear work hard. They hear your worth is measured by your output. You didn't mean to teach that, but you did. Because they're not just learning your strategies, they're learning your relationship with work. And if your relationship with work is broken, you're mentoring them in the same dysfunction. So here's the shift. You can teach resilience without teaching burnout. You can teach ambition without teaching addiction. You can teach excellence without teaching self-destruction. But it requires you to be honest about the cost of how you learn. The goal isn't to make them tougher, it's to make them wiser. And wisdom doesn't come from repeating the same painful lessons. It comes from learning them without the same scars. So let's reframe what mentorship actually is. First, it's not about making them just like you. It's about helping them becoming the best version of themselves without repeating your mistakes. This means you teach them to work hard and to rest well. You teach them to be ambitious and protect their margin. You teach them to lead with excellence and to stay human while they do it. The next generation doesn't need to learn leadership the way you did. They need to learn it better than you did. And that better way, that's what we're closing tomorrow. The integrated life, when leadership, rest, work, and humanity can finally stop competing. Because this whole arc has been building to one truth. You can lead well and live well. You don't have to choose. But first, I want to land today. Here's your leading the next generation practice. Think about someone you're mentoring, formally or informally, and ask yourself, what am I teaching them through my words? And what am I teaching them through my habits? If those two don't match, that's your work. The next generation's watching, and they will model what you do, not just what you say. So if you want them to lead sustainably, you need to show them what that looks like and not just talk about it. The greatest gift you can give the next generation isn't strategy, it's healing. Because they don't need to learn how to hustle. They already know how. What they need is someone who shows them it's possible to lead well and not lose themselves in the process. So don't mentor them into the same scars as you. Mentor them into your freedom. This was Leading the Next Generation, mentoring without replicating your scars. Next episode, The Integrated Life, when leadership, rest, work, and humanity finally stop competing. We're closing Act 3, the legacy build, the sustainable future. In this next episode, we're going to integrate it all. With strength and heart, I'm Sean Michael. Stay close. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.